Right, welcome back. Last time, we finally managed to bring the burgers to the national scale of politics, because they hit 1% base power. I've taken to rapidly increasing that, though, specifically with promoting urban autonomy, which will slightly raise my autonomy level, but I'm actually doing pretty well because my Republican tradition is increasing, as well as centralization, and the elites have not been having that much of an influence on it. Probably because, they're happier. Oh, well, were. Also further reduced the well, influence of the gentry by reducing the number of court titles. Yeah, and the state is continuing to expand. I've been handing out the Grendel, etc. Oh, and the existential threat has been eradicated. Well, the immediate existential threat, replaced by one definite existential threat, but later on down the line, and one that isn't really that threatening, that I'm gonna have to face eventually. Though I don't have the capability to handle something like that. Just military. Just military. Yeah. Anyway, let's get going. Right. Time to grab the next mil tech. Corn gunpowder. Infantry fire plus 0.1, cavalry fire plus 0.05. Cheap paper's also coming up. And then, well, eventually I'll be able to get that idea group. Sadly, I have to lose the out of time bonuses. Mixed in with the addition of new properties, yeah. Oh, wait. Oh. Clicked on the name by accident. Though it seems that urban labor is finally stabilized. Okay, that's good. Urban industry should start to do better. Commercial industry? Not so much. Oh boy, I don't like those numbers. I don't like those numbers at all. But yeah, the resident population should stabilize, especially since the industry should be doing well. Yep. Cottage industry, not so much, but that's something that can be handled later. Cottage industry isn't particularly efficient. The only thing it's good at is the fact that it's working with peasant labor rather than urban labor, which doesn't require any infrastructure. In fact, it's a great way to build a peasant population as high as you can. Problem is, it's not good with just that. Okay, so Brunswick is trying to get their capital province. Probably has claims on this province too. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Yep. But this one, no. So there might be the end result of Bremen-Werden just sitting here with just these two provinces, which would make them incredibly convenient to conquer. And oh boy, domineering. Perhaps I should send diplomats to Sweden. They might be willing to help me out. Oh, they're annexing their subjects. Okay. Right, did anything expire that I should know about? Probation, persecution, autonomy. Oh yeah, the expansion of the administration. Costs a lot of stability. But I need the state reach. Especially since I need to formalize the administration sooner rather than later, so I need to get to 25 state reach as soon as possible. That way the state reach will become stable. I don't need to deal with that anymore, at least there's less of a pressing need to constantly expand the administration. Let's see here. Okay, the gentry are still decreasing in power. The clergy are as well, though extremely slowly. Relations are improving though. Not sure why it went down. The burghers are quickly gaining in power. It appears that I've already broken past their current resting point though. I believe it's around 6%. Now that's because their wealth is now at 1. That's probably why. Did they just burn all their wealth on something? Perhaps they did. Or just all got blown away by commercial districts. Yeah, it's probably going to take some time before they're willing to do anything important by now. Where is a free city? No. Oh. Right, did anything expire? Probably. Or perhaps not. Alright then, fine. The influential district path is probably going to have to be refreshed next session, same with the full grand visitors session. Honestly, everything will have to be refreshed except for probably the urban autonomy. Once is enough. The burghers already have more power than they really should have, although that's probably because their wealth got wiped out recently. I'm not entirely sure what happened. Perhaps they invested. Oh, and the grain bill's actually starting to take up money. That's not a good sign. Oh well, peasant population is increasing, which is good. Especially since, yeah. I wonder. How is labor doing with the academia? Clergy, okay. I could double the size of the religious education without too many issues. Let's fabricate the claim before I lose it. Though I highly doubt I'm actually going to go to war anytime soon because I can't fight 3k. I technically don't even have an army according to the simulation. And I'm fine with that because I can't even afford anything. Right, so yeah, I've been trying to get the nobility back onto slightly happier than before. Stability's starting to have some serious issues though. It's going to take some time to get that figured out. But that's mainly because I've been, well, the aftermath of promoting urban autonomy. I'm sure their power is going to start dropping again some point soonish, but at the very least noble power is constantly dropping, which is great. A weak nobility is a wonderful thing to have. Oh yeah, the whole papacy thing is still going. England seems to have fully embraced going Wycliffeite. Good for them, I guess. Yeah, although there's really nothing much to say. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the Diplo points until commercialization spreads. Oh, there's also the fact that Denmark doesn't like me particularly, so domineering. I think the only reason stopping them is, yeah, Bohemia. So I'm improving relations with Sweden in the hopes that they might at least potentially intervene if something were to happen. Ah, well. Yeah, Bremen and Verden broke their alliance with Denmark after they both got what they wanted, and was promptly invaded by Brunswick. And Brunswick has claims on these two provinces, so it's entirely possible that, well, Bremen and Verden now ends up with just their conquests, which would make them a much easier target. Though again, I probably would have to build up my own power to a similar level as I would in the case of going up against Oldenburg. Which doesn't seem that appealing to me at the moment. I'm gonna need to build up my economy further. Plus, I need to get more amenities. That's for certain. At the very least, the rural economy is doing good. Though it could certainly be doing better. Oh well. I'm hoping to try to get province reform as soon as possible, because, well, slowly losing state reach is not great. Once I get to 25, it should be fine, especially since my autonomy is reliably below 50. And once the whole, promoting urban autonomy goes away, it should be even more accurate. Well, it should be even lower. Plus, potentially, other changes. I could theoretically go sovereign courts beforehand, though, again, all these changes tend to reduce, elite loyalties. I'll avoid doing them until later. Though I will say it tends to be relatively easy to appease the various groups. Opposing populist reform is meaningless with regards to unrest. -15 beforehand and -10 after. Gentry are difficult, but that's mainly because, well, the main thing I'm willing to give them, which is to ignore, well, where is it? Overlooking tenant abuse. Mainly because peasant freedom is already at the minimum anyway, because serfdom doesn't give much loyalty. Raising their influence, however, does, and I constantly need to increase it if I want to weaken them, because that's the only way to keep them happy enough to keep talking to me, so. I want to get rid of all their influence. Then maybe reduce the amount of autonomy they provide, but that could wait until later. Right now it provides them with hierarchy, which keeps them happier, and reduces the need for bureaucrats, which saves me money. Of course, this all is temporary. The autonomy doesn't really matter that much in that I'm still taxing as much as I can. Greater efficiency would be nice. Reduced corruption is definitely a big thing, though. Because that corruption disappears the money, basically. The biggest source has become the state, which is to be expected, especially since it's suddenly increasing again. Yay. Oh, that's because, new ruler is a 025. So my executive authority is rather low because it's now only 234, so resting point for corruption from executive authority is 25. Which is rather bad, to say the least. Straight plus 0.25 per year. He is... yeah. So I need to start getting reductions to corruption in general as soon as possible if I want to minimize problems from there. And also hope that the next person to get elected isn't actually decent with regards to corruption. And the sale of offices would help. Same for tax farmers. Biggest issue is potentially the influence requirements. Yeah. But all that's going to require more reforms. that requires influence, too, from the bureaucracy, which I'm uncertain if I can actually get it to be that high. I mean, sure, it's currently 6, so probably could do it next time. But I also want to get as much loyalty out of the ability as I can as quickly as possible. So constantly reinforcing their influence is going to be productive. Up until I need to do something else. Then it becomes problematic. But yeah, constantly keeping them happy until I can get rid of all their influence increases should help. I also want to eventually attack their tax exemptions. The manpower exemptions are fine. I might as well give it to them because I'm not going to be tapping manpower from them. A state-owned army is going to be the easiest way to handle things. Though I'm going to need a much larger economy if I want to handle that. Or better put, a much stronger taxation base. Ability to tax? Either way, I'm going to need to get more tax money. And a lot of it too. Actually, I do want to see how my finances are going to be. Oh yeah, Grindle. Yep. And property. I could also theoretically adjust the clergy's wow. Yeah, I could also adjust the reform the clergy, but well, I don't have enough stability for that. It may end up being the first major reform I do, but again, I need more stability for that to even consider that. Plus, well, there's also potentially tax reform that requires a bureaucratic advisor. I don't think I have one of them. Is one of them even available? Yeah, there. Not there. Yeah, I have one bureaucratic advisor. Uh-huh, okay. Yeah, not helpful. Why is Papal State opinion so high? Oh, support of the Pope. I can't prove relations with them anyway, they're too far away. Oh well. I might save on Diplotech, if only for the neighbor bonus, because I don't really need it. Up until I'm either managed to actually get commercialization, think I can get to the head of time bonus in one short sprint, or I'm about to hit the cap on Diplo points, but well, yeah. Plan for next idea. Civic religion in order to get that poor relief. After that, I have no idea. Maybe something in the military? Or another diplomatic. Target to travel cool, but I could do culture. This to here, yeah. There's lots of little boosts here that are quite nice and helpful. That could go espionage or trade, though. Trade's probably a good idea eventually, though currently don't have... Well, I've got to need it for commerce rights. That's correct, if I want to try independently inventing it myself. So at this point, I'm not really certain that that's a good idea. It's going to take me 60 years to even unlock the idea group. Because I'm going straight for a Republican tradition buff. Well, having the burgers exist in the first place is a good thing, because I'm gonna need it for other things, not just commercialization. Oh wait, provincial effects? Ooh, institutions have provincial effects! So commercialization increases class investment into infrastructure, increases commerce output, and urban industry output. Ooh, casual literacy increases class knowledge demand and knowledge output. Killing imports allows adoption of new crop types. Scientific methods doesn't seem to have anything. It's just the early ones. Still interesting. Though I feel there could be more. For example, meritocracy even has just flavor text. And same with legalism. Well, I hope it comes along soon. Anyway, that's good enough for now. Oh, and the White Horde's almost gone. Jeez, look at that. That looks awful, Poland. At least Moldavia got a good bit. But yeah. I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye.